Alarming photos out of Berry County tonight after a car crash. What we know about the incident so far. Plus, a major twist after a man is accused of fatally stabbing someone in a Kroger store. Why the prosecutors are not charging him with the killing. And the annual Serve for Kids fundraiser is held in Kalamazoo. Why the money raised is especially crucial this year.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 11.
Thanks for joining us on News Channel 3 live at 11. I'm Princess Jeanne Steverson. New tonight, several people were taken to the hospital after a rollover crash on I-94. Comstock Fire and Rescue says it happened around 2 o'clock this morning on eastbound I-94 at the 82-mile marker. Officials say they found a single car rolled over in the ditch. 3 people had to be extricated and were taken to the hospital. Officials say one person had serious injuries. Michigan State Police are now investigating. And take a look at this. The Prairieville Township Fire Department posted these photos to their social media today. They say this was a personal injury crash on Doster Road near Pine Lake this morning. The photos show a car that left the road and drove into someone's yard, then hitting a fence and narrowly missing several houses. The fire department says that thankfully no one was hurt. We're working to learn more details on what happened. A man who was accused of fatally stabbing someone at a Wayne County Kroger store will not be charged with the killing. That's according to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. They say 33-year-old Charles Hinton acted in self-defense when he stabbed 23-year-old Ramon Vasquez earlier this month. It happened at a Kroger in Southgate. Police say Vasquez went to the store looking for Hinton and punched him multiple times. Hinton then pulled out his knife and allegedly stabbed Vasquez 2 times. Vasquez later died at the hospital from his injuries. Hinton was charged with 1 count of carrying a concealed weapon. A doctor in Metro Detroit has been ordered to stand trial for accusations of preying on women and children. On Friday, 41-year-old Omar Ajaz of Rochester Hills pleaded no contest to 31 counts of sexual misconduct in 2 separate cases. The Oakland County Prosecutor's Office says he is accused of assaulting a 6-year-old girl and filming women and children with hidden cameras. Prosecutors say the suspect's wife came forward saying she, their 2 minor children, and female relatives had been recorded. She says she also found recordings of people undressing at a swimming pool. Prosecutors say the investigation is ongoing and additional charges may be filed. The man convicted of stealing a fully mature walnut tree has learned his fate. We first told you about the story in August. Trevor Wallace was initially found with the tree at a lumber yard in Cass County back in December of last year. Wallace pled guilty in August to larceny over $1,000. He's now been sentenced to up to 10 years in prison. During Friday's sentencing, the judge said Wallace needed to pay the price for decades of criminal behavior. Wallace had 9 prior felony convictions, many of which were related to theft. Taking a live look now over downtown Kalamazoo, it's really starting to feel like fall around West Michigan. Meteorologist Will Haney is in the Weather Alert Center with a look at the forecast. Will?
Yeah, it's starting to look like it a little bit more too, Princess, with some of the leaves starting to turn color, and I think in part due to the fact we finally got a couple frosty starts earlier in the week. It's on the cooler side out there now. We have mostly clear skies. Here's the live look in South Haven and Battle Creek. We did have mostly cloudy skies throughout much of the day, but the area of low pressure that brought us today's cloud cover is now starting to scoot off towards Toronto, so it's hanging out over the eastern Great Lakes and continues to dissipate. There's the cloud cover continuing to dissipate and work its way across Lake Michigan. Temperature right now is 47 in Kalamazoo, 44 in Hastings, Allegan you're at 48, and South Haven at 46. Holland, the warm spot at 51. Today's highs topped off right around 60 degrees with a few exceptions. Battle Creek, you only hit 59. Overnight tonight, we'll fall into the upper 40s. Mostly clear. We'll watch for some patchy fog development though. Highs tomorrow nearing 70 degrees. We'll talk about some 70s in your forecast and how long those are expected to stick around. Plus any opportunities for rain in the forecast. We'll tell you about that coming up in minutes. Princess.
Thanks, Will. 17 calls for child abuse every day. That's the stat from Kalamazoo Community Healing Centers, which is holding its annual Serve for Kids fundraiser tonight. News Channel 3 is a proud sponsor, and our Andy Dominiani is the MC there this evening. News Channel 3's Abigail Taylor spent the day there at the event to find out where the money goes and why this year it's especially crucial.
This fundraiser is held inside the West Hills Athletic Club, and it's in its 11th year of trying to gather as much financial support as possible for kids in Kalamazoo County who need it most. They truly are serving kids, and here's how.
A little competition and a lot of compassion comes together in Kalamazoo. Like most fundraisers, Serve for Kids is full of fun, but it's how the community supports this cause that sets this fundraiser apart.
The entire pickleball, the entire dinner, all these things are donated by in-kind donors, or underwriters, so that when you donate money, 95 to 97% of your money goes directly to these kids' programs.
From the tennis court dinner to baskets from local businesses, all of it donated, which is how nearly every single dollar given from people's wallet and hearts goes to kids' programs through community healing centers, including after-school programs in Kalamazoo County, as well as therapy and forensic interviewing for children who suffered abuse, completely free to them, paid for through grants and donations.
One boy came up and spoke to us one year. I just remember all of these because they're so impactful. He was just in school, didn't really care about his grades, 1.7 GPA, and when he got into this program and they shared about taking control and what he can change, and his grade point in 1 year turned into a 3.4.
Organizers say with government support for these life-saving services uncertain, the Serve for Kids fundraiser is more important than ever.
What you're not seeing are things like looming state and federal funding cuts that fund these programs.
Alyssa Crittenden, Community Healing Center's Chief Development Officer, says for this event they hope to bring in $90,000. Their kids' programs cost about $800,000 to operate every year. So as this fundraiser comes to a close, she says their work will continue, and she hopes so too will the community support, because organizers say serving kids is a lifelong commitment.
All right, now before I send it back to you, I want to let you know if you want to get involved or access any of the resources that Community Healing Center has to offer, we have all that information on our website. That's www.mt.com. In Kalamazoo, Abigail Taylor, News Channel 3. Now back to you.
A unique 5K held in Kalamazoo this weekend. The second annual White Cane 5K was held at Spring Valley Park this morning. It comes ahead of White Cane Safety Day, which is next Wednesday. Today's race aimed to bring awareness and support the blind and low vision residents in the Kalamazoo area.
We have to keep having conversations, because if we don't hear from people who are users of the white cane, if we don't hear from our blind and low vision friends and allies and advocates, then we don't really know how to make improvements. We want people to feel safe in our community, and we want people to be able to get out if they want to.
Proceeds from the event will go towards the White Cane 5K project, which oversees the purchase of white canes for anyone in need through the Michigan Foundation for the Blind and Visually Impaired. A traffic alert in Battle Creek this weekend. There is a temporary road closure in the downtown area for brick repair work. West Michigan Avenue is closed from Capitol Avenue to McCalmy Street. The work started at 6 a.m. this morning and is expected to be done by 6 p.m. tomorrow, weather permitting. An update on the City of Kalamazoo's investment in downtown's Arcadia Creek Festival Place. City leaders say they hope to revitalize it with a multi-million-dollar project that's now in the works. The deputy city manager says the idea is instead of shutting down mid-October, the site will no longer sit deserted. With new amenities and indoor facilities, she says more organizers can choose the space for the events. Plus, new renderings were just released, but it may take a few years to see the outcome and raise the money to make it happen.
Still in a lot of fundraising. It's about a $16 million project. We have about $4 million right now. So we've still got a ways to go, but we are confident that that first $4 million can get us through phase one, which includes that amphitheater and our stages to set the site up for success. The big last piece is really the building and how those community components really come into the sites.
Sounds exciting. This time, city leaders say the funds are coming from the Economic Development Corporation and fundraising, which they say is ongoing.